Good evening and welcome to this week's Lawnside Chat. Tonight I'm at the home of Bob and Hannah Anderson. Bob and Hannah are both retired clergy from different denominations, and I think they started coming to Concordia about 5 years ago. Is that about right? 4, 5, 7. Oh, 7 years ago, even longer. Bob serves on our mutual ministry committee, and for those who don't know, that's the committee in the church that helps me and supports me and is a strength to me, gives me advice and counsel. And Hannah is actually still doing ministry in many different ways. One of the great things about Hannah, she's got this great art studio in Concord where people go in non-pandemic times and do therapeutic art with her. So that is a great gift. And what a great gift it is to have former clergy in your congregation. I know I like to talk to Bob and Hannah and draw on their years of experience to help me navigate being a pastor. So I'm just so thankful for them, for their faithfulness, and for their care for me and my family. So thanks to Bob and Hannah for hosting me tonight. So yesterday, our congregation, we sent out an email asking for people to make their financial pledge for this year. And this is something we do every year in our congregation. It's an important part of our ministry to ask people to think about the ways they will give in the upcoming year. It does help us set our budget, but I think it has more importance to our spiritual life than simply asking how much money you're going to give so we can keep the lights on. It's about it's about taking some time to think about how we as a congregation are going to move forward with our ministry. How are we going to give people hope? How are we going to serve our community? How are we going to give of ourselves so that others can see our good works and glorify God? How are we going to be the people of God together? I think that we make a mistake in our churches when we make this about how we're going to keep the building open. I want us tonight to think together about what it means for us to be a steward. How does that help us to be the people of God? The first thing I would say about being a steward is it's about how we live our lives. It's about the choices we make with the things that are within our control. How do we support our families? How do I show love for others? How do I live the life that God has given to me? And everything is really about this. It's about the work that we do in this world in its totality. I want to suggest tonight that being a steward is also about the ways in which we help people to have hope and about the which ways that we have hope. Because if we don't have hope in this world, in our lives, then what we should do is hoard all our money. If we don't believe that God is working through us, then we should keep every dime for ourselves for when things really go bad. But we give because we believe that in giving, it makes a difference in this world. That when I give to the church, I do it because I believe that other people need to hear the Word of God. I believe that the good news the church has to offer makes this world better. It makes a difference in other people's lives. I regret that so much of what is called stewardship is also about guilting people into giving. I hear it all the time in churches, right? Give us some money so we don't have to close our church. Or even with a little bit of a theological tilt, you should give if you really appreciate all the things that God has done for you. I've never been convinced that this works. I don't think that people give out of guilt or shame. They give because they have hope that this thing that we're involved in together will make some kind of difference. Let me suggest another reason to give. We give because it brings us joy. What a great thing to be able to share what I have with my neighbor. I guarantee the giving that you do will bring you joy because it gives us a way to participate in the good things of this world. It gives us an opportunity to live out what we believe is important to us. Now, this video is geared towards people who go to church, but if you're watching and you don't go to church, this is true for you as well. Whatever it is you believe in, that you think brings the world hope, that makes the world a better place, I bet you are giving to that thing. That's what it means to be a steward. It means participating actively in the world around us. It means taking care of things that matter and putting our time, energy, and money into making those things better. I was thinking about Jesus and the story he tells about the talents. It's a parable that Jesus tells about three people that are given talents by their boss. The boss is going away, and he asks them to watch over these talents. One of them is given 5, one is given 2, and one is given 1. And the people who are given 5 and 2 talents use those talents to make more. And the person who was only given 1, well, he goes and buries it. The point of the story is that whatever we are given, we are meant to spend it to make more. We are not meant to bury it in the dirt or hide away. Whatever we have can be shared and given to make something more out of us. Let us say that you think the most important thing in the world right now is protecting the environment. There's lots of things you can do on an individual level, of course. You can recycle, buy an electric car, put solar panels on your house, etc. But you know that that's not enough. You need other people to do those same things. And so you give to organizations that are working to make those things a reality on a larger scale. You are being a steward of that issue. You are using your time, your energy, your money to make the planet more livable. That's what being a steward is all about. Being a steward is about receiving the blessings of this life and using it to make the world better. It's about having hope that the things we do make a difference. For those of us who are people of faith, it's about receiving the blessings of our lives from God and believing that the things we do matter. How we spend our time matters. How we spend our money matters. How we vote matters. What we give our energy to matters. When you're looking at that email that I sent and thinking about our congregation, I hope you are thinking that this thing that we do together matters. I hope you know that Concordia Lutheran Church is a place where we experience the good news of God's love for us, and that matters, that other people experience that good news, that people who don't know their own worth hear from us that they matter to this world and that they have something to contribute. I hope that you think about the ways you want to grow in your faith. When you fill out that pledge form, I hope you know that the work we do together gives people and us hope. And that, what you give, is your way of having hope that this world can be better because of this work that we do together. Just a few things I've been thinking about this week. I hope you found something here that you will find spiritually helpful to you. Thanks again to Bob and Hannah for hosting me. This is actually our last Lawnside Chat because the weather's getting colder and darker by 6 o'clock, but I will be back next week as we go back to the fire, and I'll have our fireside chats from then on. And until then, may God continue to bless you.